The UFO at Rendlesham did come about 4 times, I believe. On the 4th time it landed, aliens got out, had a chat with high-ranking officials, because by the 4th time high-ranking officials found out about it. This was over Christmas period, so they all turned up. But a couple of days before, when there wasn't so many people knowing what was going on, the craft landed, and there was a couple of officers that attended, to find out what's going on. One of them touched it, said that he had missing time. Now, the missing time makes sense because he was within that warp bubble that the ship generates. But he also said that he was downloaded, given this binary code information that he didn't really know at the time. It wasn't until at night he would sit and write it out in his notepad, and he kept his notepad. And I'll tell you in the next video what the binary code message from this ship actually said. So this is what the officer's notes on the binary code that was downloaded to him from the UFO. And he wrote these over a series of nights, I believe, and he just kept writing them into his diary. Every time he remembered them, or it didn't even remember them, it was just like it was downloaded into him, and then he just physically just kept writing these zeros and ones. Now, I have a problem with that, and I've spoke to Linda Moulton Howe about this as well. And my problem is the translation of that reads this: exploration of humanity, and then it just sort of gives coordinates, and it's nothing really important except it says at the bottom there, or year of origin 8100. Now, the amount of pages he would have had to write binary code. Now let me just show you here. This is me typing in our true history. Wow, look at all the amount of zeros and ones, and I'll explain why I struggle with the binary code in the next video. Okay, my problem with the UFO binary code that was given to the officer is, look, 3 words there, and look how much that means if you're doing it in binary code, because binary code is zeros and ones. So this guy wrote pages and pages and pages and pages. Now, if it's an alien race, why are they, this is my problem, why are they using English language? Because it's translated back into our language. Why don't they just use our language? Because you have to know our language in order to do binary code. So it's just I just can't get my head around that. And 3, if they're from the future, because apparently some people say, oh well, that ship was from the future. You telling me that the best they can come up with is ones and zeros? Because someone has to decipher that. Unless you've got an IQ, way more than mine, that can decipher on the spot binary code, then it was pointless doing binary code. I mentioned before about the Sphere Being Alliance. Now if you have a look here, there's a round object. Now that object is the size of a planet right near the sun, and it sucks energy from the sun, and this lasted I think 3 or 4 days it was filmed. Just taking the energy from it. Now I don't know if this is part of the Sphere Being Alliance. Look, and eventually it goes away. This is just showing you in different colours and different spectrums to show you it. But when it's finished, it actually leaves the sun. So I was just trying to show here that not all UFOs are saucer shaped or triangular. This one, look at that. I mean, that's amazing. So this one's the size of a planet. So bear that in mind when I talk later on about other spaceships. That's massive. During a Concorde test flight, an orb flew around it, so it went behind it there, you can see, and now it goes in front of it. Now this is not going at Concorde supersonic speeds, but still this orb is actually catching up with it and flying with it, and then flying off once it realised it wasn't a threat or whatever it was. So that was really interesting. Also, I'm just going to give a shout out here to Reptilian Hunter Official. He's got very similar sort of videos to the ones I'm now showing about the UFOs, etc. Not so much the history like mine, but fascinating videos that he's got. So Reptilian Hunter Official, just giving him a shout out.